What's up, folks? Tony Dunn here with the C3 Panthers Podcast. I love NFL football, but I don't really love the NFL draft. 95% of the projections turn out to be wrong. 1% feel like they're right. And only 30% of the people turn out to be worth a damn. But tonight, Cody Lashney, my wheelman, is going to convince me to care about an NFL draft prospect. Who should I care about this week, Cody?
Oh, Tony, listen. I know you hold true to this notion that you are not supposed to use your first round pick to draft a tight end. This is one of your big no-nos in the NFL draft. But you know what, Tony? Since this is going to be the first one that we're doing of me convincing you to draft a player, why not go all into it, man? I am going to convince you that tonight, potentially our number 9 pick in the draft should be none other than Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame. He holds many receiving records for the Fighting Irish. 6'5", 265 pounds. Tony Dunn, this dude can do everything that you want at the tight end position and then some. And another thing you're seeing is NFL teams right now, the best NFL teams have a dependable go-to tight end on the roster that can pick up slack for your offense in the passing game and the running game. I'm ready to jump into it. Are you ready to learn about Michael Mayer?
I don't know. Maybe try to make me care. And what a tall task on the very first of a series where Cody Lashney is going to convince me to care about a future NFL draft prospect, let alone him being a Carolina Panther. But now he's starting with a tight end that he thinks could even be a first-round draft pick worthy. This is a tall task. It's bad cop here, good cop over there. Tell me why I should care about a guy that sounds like he's in a Halloween movie.
Oh, Tony Dunn, because this man, Michael Mayer, can do it all. They're calling this man Baby Gronk for a reason, Tony. This man does everything you want him to do. You want him to pull like a guard and seal the edge? Boom. Michael Mayer's doing it. You want him to line up in the slot as a receiver and put a linebacker on skates? Yeah, that's right. He can do that too, taking it all the way to the end zone. Hey, you need a little bit of extra protection getting out to the outside. Oh boy, my man Michael Mayer can do that. Tony, he is 6'5", 265 pounds, super nimble, super agile. And like I said, this man holds records for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He's very physical. He does a good job of getting his hands on the inside of the pads, getting the defender away from the football, and he can do everything, Tony. This Carolina Panthers team was, renewed last year running the football. And when you add a dynamic threat like Michael Mayer, who can add help in pass protection, blocking on running the football, and just being physical, jumping over people, using big man strength to even put a defensive end in his place. Man, Michael Mayer can do everything that you want at the position, Tony. There might be 3 or 4 tight ends that go in the first round of the NFL draft this year, and almost unanimously, they all have Michael Mayer as their number 1 tight end prospect. You see, he has that meanness in him. He's willing to put the defender in the dirt. He does a good job at disengaging and knowing where the pressure is coming from. He's just a physical freak athlete, Tony. And if you added this dude to the Carolina Panthers, it opens up our offense in so many different ways. Here you have him going to the back of the end zone, and the defense just doesn't know what to do with them because they don't know what he's going to do on any given play. He's a physical player, great hands, never drops passes. I believe that this man would be a day 1 starter for the Carolina Panthers and could take our offense to the very next level. Tony, I'm telling you, Michael Mayer, if there was ever a prospect to draft at number 9 as a tight end, oh, it's this dude right here, baby.
Number
Michael
9?
Mayer.
Number
Number
9?
9.
Not just first
Number
round?
9.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Let's pause this video before we get cut down. We'll talk for a moment. Is he even the best tight end in this class?
Yes, he is. The other name is Dalton Kincaid, who we'll probably do a video on as well. He's another fast, agile tight end, but he doesn't have the physicality of Michael Mayer. You're not going to necessarily put him on the end of your line to help you in pass protection or to help you as an inline blocker. So Michael Mayer is, in my opinion, far more versatile of a tight end prospect.
Is this player better on day one with a ceiling higher than OJ Howard had? That was the last tight end I remember everyone telling me was going to be the guy, the dude. And I almost fell for it. I almost fell for it. And I said, nope, I don't want no damn tight end. But I've been seeing his name as he's bounced around the league. He couldn't even hack it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm like, ooh, now I might like him. I've heard guys like Jake, there was a guy that went to Denver named Jake Butt, who was supposed to be awesome. Then you got the dude who, and you know what? He turned out to be ass cheeks, but was true. On top of that, there's the guy that went from, he was with San Diego, or now Los Angeles, and now he ended up with New England. Their tight end recently. What is it? It's some white guy that everybody said was going to be great. He played with, I think right before Herbert got there.
Yeah.
He was on my fantasy team. I should know. Ass cheeks, bro. There's only 3 or 4 tight ends in the world that fucking matter. And that is, look, even George Kittle isn't even the dude anymore. It's Kelsey, and that's like it. Evan Ingram, wasn't he a first round pick? And he's just turning out to be good. Are you really trying to tell me that a tight end and this tight end could be enough, could be worthy of drafting in the top 10? Hell, I don't even want to take him in the first round.
Tony, what are we missing on offense other than a big-time tight end? We have not had one since Greg Olsen. And you're going to tell me that the guys that we have on our now guys to carry us forward in the future? Look, I'm a fan of what a top-end tight end can do for your system. This man had 2,099 yards and 18 touchdowns in college. This man can do absolutely everything you want him to do from the tight end position. Also, you look at the fact that on offense, the Panthers pretty much have everything that they need right now other than the quarterback. And yeah, I hear everybody in the chat barking about the quarterback. And there's going to be so much time for us to talk endlessly about quarterbacks. But man, when you have a legitimate threat to go long down the field from a prospect who's 6'5", 265 pounds, jumping over guys, has hands like a receiver, but the feet and the strength of a left tackle, Tony, there are some prospects that you don't just pass up on. And I'm telling you that this man is one of them. I want to show another clip real quick to show you what kind of talent I'm talking about when it comes to ball skills. Michael Mayer will go up and get the football, and he does it consistently. Like I said, this man broke records at Notre Dame. Goes up, gets the ball. Man, a perfectly thrown pass, keeps his eyes on the football, brings it down. This man is a savage, okay? Eyes staring at the sun. This man is a big-time prospect. And what I'm here to tell you is that we don't have a kind of talent that is even anywhere close to what this man represents. Everybody wanted to talk about Kyle Pitts a couple of years ago. This man is much stronger than Kyle Pitts, man. Shrugging people off of him, lowering the shoulder, getting out of bounds. I'm telling you, Tony, this man can take our offense to the next level. More importantly, if the Panthers do end up signing Derek Carr, now you're talking about loading up on talent to make sure that we have all the necessary pieces to see him be successful here in Carolina. A tight end is pivotal to that. And yes, if we were to draft him at number 9, he would not be a wasted pick at all whatsoever.
Does he get drafted in the top 15 of this draft?
Most drafts that I have seen have him being picked in the top 15. Yes. He is that type of prospect. This is not me finding some random recruit to show you, Tony. This is pretty much the consensus number 1 tight end in the 2023 NFL draft. He has so much ability, and I just feel like he would add a whole nother dynamic to the Carolina Panthers offense.
You called him Baby Gronk, but Baby Gronk wasn't drafted in the first round, was he? Or real Gronk was?
It was the first pick of the second round.
Okay, first pick of the second round. Wow. All right. And you mentioned Kyle Pitts. Is the advantage of somebody like Michael Mayer the fact that he has a receiving capability, but he's not limited as just a receiver? Because right now, as someone mentioned in the chat, there are a lot of tight ends out there in free agency. Evan Ingram, Mike Gesicki, some different names are going to be floating around. It's a guy coming out of Cincinnati that's been pretty good. His name will come to me in a second. But the knock on Kyle Pitts, I guess, or at least for Mike Gesicki, I know this when it comes to Mike Gesicki, is that he's just ultimately a receiver. And if you the problem is that it's not that he's not good. It's not that he doesn't create mismatches, but you have better receivers than he's a receiver. And then he can't do the things that a tight end needs to do. And we see Kelce getting his hands, getting dirty. We see Kittle getting dirty.
Oh, yeah.
And even Gronk got dirty. So is that the benefit of Michael Mayer over a guy like Gesicki, Kyle Pitts, or even Evan Ingram?
By far, he's a far more physical prospect. And look, they're going to put him, and they're basically going to pull him like he is a guard. When you're in the red zone and you need points, this guy is going to get up. He's going to move defensive ends out of the way, and he's going to get his guy into the end zone. This is just him as a blocker. If you want to see him as a receiver, they're running a mesh concept underneath, and they just do not have the power to bring him down, Tony. He's able to get to the edge and get yards after contact. He is a big-time, aggressive receiving tight end that you can put on the line when you need to run the football. Versatility is absolutely everything in the modern NFL. And I believe that out of every tight end prospect in this year's draft, Michael Mayer offers more of those traits and attributes than, to be frank, most of the other tight end prospects that have come out of the draft in the past couple of years. That's the type of prospect that Michael Mayer is. And I think that he is the missing piece to the Carolina Panthers offense. A big time upgrade over the likes of Ian Thomas, if I'm being honest.
All right. That's right now. I just put up a poll in the chat room. You guys can go and be a part of it on YouTube. And it just says this: should Tony care about Michael Mayer? Mayer. You know what? I'm already irritated by this guy because I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
Michael Mayer.
I don't know if I should think of Michael Myers or if I should think of some guy that's playing some song in the 2000s. Like, wasn't there a Michael?
No, you're thinking of John Mayer.
John Mayer, right?
Yeah,
Should I care about this guy more than those dudes? I don't know. The chat room right now, 53%. Oh, it's tied up. 50-50. Why can I not see the poll? Show me the poll. Show me the poll. I can't see. There it is. Right now, 50-50. Yes, 53% says Tony should care about Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know what? I've learned his name tonight, Cody.
Yeah.
I've learned that this tight end seems to be a complete package of a tight end, not a blocker, not a
Yes.
receiver, all of those
Yes.
things. My questions that kind of will remain as we continue to look at this, and I don't know how to tell this by just looking at college film and tape, is that some guys look so athletic on the college football fields, and then you put them on the pro field, and they're just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like they were way more athletic than the guys around them, but now everybody is super athletic. Will he get overshadowed in the NFL, or will he be a guy that can keep with the speed, the strength of that type of game?
I really do. A lot of people love and hate PFF for their own personal reasons. But if you were to listen to PFF, they have him ranked as their number one tight end prospect. He had an overall grade of 92.6, a receiving grade of 91.6. He's a great run blocker at 82.1. Yards run per route is 2.44. But that was also a little bit of the Notre Dame system. So you have to imagine that's going to go up in the NFL. Drop rate, very low at 5.6%. And one of the biggest numbers that stands out with him is that contested catch rate. He brings down over half of all the jump balls that you throw at him. Big time 65.4%. He has a big time catch radius, long arms. His final season, he had 9 touchdowns. Keep in mind that Notre Dame doesn't really have an offense that even passes the ball all that much, and yet he still had 9 passing touchdowns. I know everybody is really, really eager to get a quarterback. And again, everybody's going to want to talk about that for a long time. We're going to put that off a little bit. I want to show you guys some of the name prospects that you also need to know that are not at the quarterback position. Michael Mayer might be chief amongst them, Tony. And point being, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this guy even in the later first round. They're talking about him as a top 15 prospect in this year's draft. And I think it would be a welcomed addition to this Carolina Panthers offense.
I pulled them up on NFLDraftBuzz.com. I have not looked at any of these prospects before or done any research on them before. Cody has tried to convince me that I should care. But overall, when we look at the NFLDraftBuzz.com, they have them listed as an 89.9 out of 100 overall rating. And look, is that really high end on the deep threat and so it's this receive. They are very positive about him as a receiving tight end. And then if we go down to the scout projections, scouting report, strengths, Michael Mayer fights his way off the line of scrimmage against press coverage, showing quick, violent hands and good balance. Mayer plays with smoothness and balance. Good quickness off the snap, they said. Knee bend and technique are good. Has the burst off the snap to be a split out wide in the NFL. They describe him as the best blocking tight end in this year's class. Soft hands, excellent ball skills, effortlessly catches the football away from his frame, possesses mismatch size, high points the ball like you mentioned, and a nose for the end zone. Weaknesses, they say this: lacks runaway athletic speed, nightmare to fight at the catch point. How is that a weakness? It seems like a strength.
That 100%.
Functional strength is good, but not dominant. Blocking technique is not always clean. Not likely to win foot races with defensive backs. Does not have an expansive route tree. Player comparison: Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I've also seen some people say Jason Witten as another name to compare him to. But Tony,
I don't think runaway speed is a necessary thing for a tight end.
Yeah,
I think that's what you have speedsters for. I just think you need to be Look, Greg Olsen didn't have runaway speed.
No.
You just
But
have to be athletic enough to shed a tackle and get some more yards and do some damage downfield. It's not like you're just head faking guys and then bursting past them like a speedster would.
right, right. And it's the ability to know how to distribute your weight and to get the defender moving one way and then shift in the other direction. I will say he's a lot shiftier than people give him credit for. But Tony, last year we did a video review of Ikem Ekwonu and his film. And one of the things that we loved about him, he was mean. He's angry. He's aggressive. Okay, Michael Mayer is cut from that same cloth. Look at him right here playing Oklahoma State. Comes up and puts a defensive end into the dirt. That's a pancake. Is this IHOP? Come on. This is supposed to be a football game. This dude is angry, Tony. And that's what the Panthers need right now. They need a little bit of anger. We have had opposing defenses bully us around for far too long. We need the Panthers offense to start do the bullying, and Michael Mayer can do just that. Listen, maybe number 9 might be a little bit too rich for your blood, but I promise you, if we drafted Michael Mayer, you would be a fan in no time, and that's a promise. Absolute promise.
The YouTube poll right now, 57% of the people say I should care about Michael Mayer. And I got to say, this is a good first go at Convince Me to Care NFL Draft Prospect Series. We're still kind of working on the title as we go. Convince Tony to care, convince me to care. Should we care? Should you care? I know you should care about the C3 Panthers podcast, the longest running Panthers podcast around. You can show that love and support by smashing the thumbs up button, subscribing, jumping into the chat, and telling us who you want Cody to break down, who he should try to convince us to care. Why don't you jump in the comments after the video is concluded so we can get a permanent record of that? Tell us or mention it. Hit him up on Twitter at Cody Lack. Maybe we should it be convince? We need to get a hashtag. You guys chat, come up with a cool hashtag, convince T to care. Something like that. We're going to work on it.
Yeah.
Cody, you have convinced me to look forward to Michael Mayer as a tight end in this league. You have failed to convince me that he should be a number 9 pick. I'm sorry. It's just too rich. Too rich for my blood. You know my rule. No tight end in the first round. But Michael Mayer seems like the total package.
He really is, man. And yeah, listen, go on my Twitter at Cody Lack, CODYLAC, and let me know who you want to see. Let me know the players that you want to look at. And of course, like I said, I know we're going to do the quarterbacks, but there's some other players that are in this draft that, believe it or not, are not at the quarterback position. That would be a great pickup for the Carolina Panthers at number 9. That's at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. Tony, do you have a preference for the next position?
No, I like to be surprised.
Okay.
I want to be surprised. Somebody put in the chat that he's as big as YGM. Now, that's something that is intriguing about this prospect, is that this guy is not a 245-pound guy that 230 that is really going to have to go against men. This guy is like he is almost a little old school tight end size in a way.
Yeah, no, 100%. 6'5", 265 pounds. Yeah, that's a defensive end size. Very physical, very strong, big time candidate out of Notre Dame. Oh man, you know what, Tony? Dare I say, he might even be my draft crush at this point. It's still early, but I'm crushing, man. Right after Valentine's Day, I got a crush.
He almost got Tony to care, but he is in love, just like all y'all draft guys. Uh, somebody put hashtag Tony don't know football. Get out of here with that nonsense. Get back. You know what? The fun part about this series going forward, and here is I just want to explain it to you guys one more time as we walk out the door, is that we put so much when I started CarolinaCatChronicles.com that then really became the C3 Panthers podcast as the main thrust of it. For the first years, we tried to invest so much in the draft prospects, the combine, get excited, and it's not even my forte. I'm trying to like learn and be excited about this. And then I realized that, do you know how many man hours are expended? How many words are written? 99% of the projections turn out to be wrong. 1% of them turn out to be right. And then only like 30% of any of these guys turn out to be any good in the NFL. Michael Mayer has prospects. He has potential, and Cody got me slightly caring.
Yeah, we're making progress, baby. Making progress.
All right, good
Love
stuff. You guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to try to keep these short and sweet going forward and just keep churning them out as the NFL Combine approaches, as we continue to learn more news about the Carolina Panthers and how their roster needs will shake out. You will start to hear names being cut. You will start to hear names being re-signed in the future as they're working with their internal free agents and the restricted free agents and all of that. So that will inform this series as we continue to go through. Cody Lack, good time.
Oh, yeah, great time. And we're going to be doing a lot more of these. I'm going to be doing a lot of convincing of you this draft season, Tony. Hey, you know what? I might even convince you to care about the draft. How about that?
Oh, my
Isn't
gosh.
that a concept?
That's
Whoa.
the biggest challenge going forward. Can you convince me to care? What a fun time it will be.
And by the way, we're only 10 subscribers away from 5,000.
No way. What happened? Did we just get 40 tonight? I checked it earlier today.
Dude, I'm telling you, we are so close. If you have not done so already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit
we're
the notification
51
bell.
away.
Oh, but then the numbers must have been messed up because the last time I looked, it said 990. Or 900. Yeah, it was like 4990 or something.
All right. Well, we're getting close. Help us get over that hump. The longest running Panthers podcast is here on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. live. Friday, free for all on Friday, tomorrow night, where you can be a part of the show and lead the conversation and join Cody's cult.
That's it.
Let's get out of here, man.
Tony Dunn, you already know what we're going to do. And that's keep pounding.